What will happen to Henry Nowak's killer inside of prison? I done a video a couple of days ago about this, covering the case, and I did mention a little bit about this, but I'm going to go into more detail about what will be happening to him inside of prison, where he's at, and where he is likely to go to. So Vikram Degwa, who was sentenced to a minimum of 21 years for the murder of Henry Nowak. Now, this horrible piece of work is going to be petrified right about now, and rightly so. It's a high-profile case, and I do believe he's went to HMP Belmarsh, where he is beginning his life with a minimum of 21 years. And he is Category A status. Now, a lot of people watching this might think, well, he's in for murder, he's serving a life sentence, it's automatically Category A. It's not. You automatically go to a high security prison. Well, the majority do. Some do go to Category B, but the majority go to a high security prison, and some, believe it or not, go as Category B. But as far as I can see and what I've researched, he's Category A status, and he probably will be on protection, and if he's not on protection, they will be protecting him on the wing, meaning they will not be letting him out the pad at this specific time, because he's so high profile, and there will be prisoners who will be out to get a hold of him and act out some prison justice, just for the simple fact of what he actually done, and the fact what the cop has done afterwards as well. A lot of people will be out to get him, not just for what he's in for, but to get revenge at the coppers, because taking it out on him inside of prison will be a statement. And because he is so high profile, there will be many a men inside of prison that will be wanting to disfigure him, act out prison justice, and chuck some obnoxious substances in his direction. Whether it be boiling or whether it be feces, there will be things getting thrown at him. He will be a massive target. But like I've said, he will be petrified. They will have offered him protection, and I do believe he probably has taken it, because he has no backup. He is now a lone wolf, or should we say a lone sheep, because he is now a sheep. He's no longer that fucking wolf with a knife hunting down innocent Henry Nowak in the street. Now, before I get back to this, I am going to mention a couple of little more details about the case. Henry was murdered on the 3rd of December 2025, 18-year-old student, innocent young man who's trying to make better of his life. He's someone the British public is to be proud of. A young man going to university to better his life. Not a young teenage gangbanger going out doing drugs and off his tits, mortal drunk, smashing streets up, smashing nightclubs up, smashing people up. He's out making the most of his life. He was actually out with his friends, and he was under the legal drink drive limit. So he's had 1 or 2 bottles. Seems like a sensible young man. And it has come out that he was a warm-hearted, sensible, loving young man who had his life sadly taken by Vikram Degwa, absolute bully of a man, who inflicted serious injuries on young Henry, stabbing him 4 or 5 times with an 8-inch blade. and he stabbed him as he was running away. And then the absolute coward, it was 39 minutes before the ambulance was actually on the scene. 30 minutes before the coppers were on the scene, because him and his brother made up false allegations when they realised that Henry was dying. Instead of getting him immediate help, thinking, shit, I've done the wrong thing, get him immediate help to try and save his life, they thought, shit, we need to cover this up. So they rang the coppers up to make up false allegations that Henry had abused racially and attacked him. And then when obviously you've seen in the videos, everyone will have seen it by now, absolutely distressing when the coppers come on the scene and Henry is saying, he's got blood in his mouth and he's saying, I've been stabbed, I can't breathe. And the first thing he hears from a copper is, I don't think so, mate. Then he got dragged from behind the car like a piece of meat, which was absolutely disgusting. Even Digwa's father, who knew, shit, this is serious, is holding him up because he had blood in his mouth. He can't breathe because he's choking on his own blood. And them coppers have got fucking blood on their hands. I hope they do get their just desserts as well and get put inside a prison exactly where Digwa is, because that is what they deserve. That was absolutely appalling and horrific, the way he was treated. But Digwa was still videoing him when the coppers came 30 minutes later. It was 30 minutes later. So he's been with Henry for the full 30 minutes when he's coming to the end of his life, taunting him, videoing him. His full family's out, all getting together, concocting the stories to cover up for him. The mother took the knife away and it was found in the house. Oh, and by the way, when Vikram Digwa was took to the police station, accompanied to go and give a statement and get some food, before they realised what had happened and that it was him that stabbed him. And then when they arrested him and searched him, guess what? Henry's phone was in his pocket. So where is the robbery charge? Was this a robbery? A robbery gone wrong? Yes, that's exactly what I think it was. Why did he have Henry's phone in his pocket? Absolute wrongin'. But getting back to the prison estate, he will be petrified. He will be shitting himself inside a prison right now. He will be getting taunted. He will be getting griefed. And he is a target. And like I've said, he's got no backup. He's now by himself. If he was from a different faith and he was from the Muslim faith, then he would be protected by the Muslim Brotherhood. Because I know firsthand of being inside the high security estate, the Muslims all look after each other. If there's 20 Muslims on the wing and there's another 80 prisoners who are non-Muslims, then the Muslims have the upper hand, even though they are the minority, because they stick together. If one of them has beef with a prisoner, then all of them have beef. They all go together. So if Digwa was of that faith, then he would be protected. He would have those Muslims on his side inside of the high security estate. But because he's a Sikh and he has a different faith, and there's not a lot of Sikhs inside of prison compared to the other prisoners and the other ethnic minorities, and the majority of Sikhs are quiet and they go about their own business without causing any hassle, and they don't want hassle inside of prison. So he will not be having much backup in there. Like I've said, he's no lone wolf, he's a lone sheep. He is a massive target, and he will, like I've said, be petrified, so he should be, and shitting himself. But there is a possibility that if one of the Muslim Brotherhood gets through to him and says, listen, if you convert to Islam, you will be protected. because this is exactly what happens inside the high security estate, and a lot of inmates do convert to Islam to get the protection. So there is a slight possibility, even though he's got a different faith, he could do that just to get that protection. But that would be a massive win for the Muslim Brotherhood, being able to convert someone from a different faith into Islam. Because I'm not exactly sure, but when they can convert somebody, it gives them some sort of hierarchy and gives them rewards or whatever. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it is something along them lines. And if they can convert a Sikh to the Islam faith, then, like I've just said, it will be a massive achievement for whoever converts him. But that is a massive, I did say a small possibility, but it is a massive possibility, to be honest, because he will be petrified and he will be looking for something or someone to help him or to give him reassurance. And the Muslim Brotherhood is exactly that for him inside prison, as it is with a lot of inmates. A lot of prisoners in the high security estate, a lot who have been involved with drug debts or whatever, they'll get approached and say, listen, come into our faith, convert to Islam, and you will be protected. And a lot of inmates do this inside the high security estate. There's any amount of white lads who's converted to Islam. There's actually Christians, Catholics who have converted also, so that is his only way out. Unless, like I said, first of all, when he's went back into the prison after court, they'll have approached him, the governors will have been to see him, the prison officers will have been to see him, and they'll have said, you need to go on protection. They will be telling him point blank, you need to go on protection. And he probably has went willingly without putting up a fight. Yes, take me immediately because I'm a coward and I'm going to get done in. So he is probably sitting with the bacons, because when they get put on protection, even if you're not in for an SAX offence, and you get put on protection, you get put with the bacons, the nonces. That's where they go. Grasses, snitches, deadheads, anyone who goes on protection, they get put with the bacons. And you then become a bacon. You're classed as a bacon. Anyone who's on the bacon wings is a bacon. The term bacon comes under a different variety of individuals. It's not just someone who's done something with children. It's someone who's went and put themselves on protection. They then become a bacon. A bacon is a grass, a rapist, ass offender, all them different individuals, or sickos, shall we say. Sickos, freakos, they're, you know exactly what I'm trying to say, absolute wrong-uns. So that is probably where he's going to be spending the next decade at least in the high security estate, because with him cat here, he will have a long time before he gets took off the category A book. So that is exactly what's going to be happening with him, and he's a massive target, and there's going to be people that will want to inflict injuries on him just to get some notoriety and get mentioned and get some hierarchy within the system. Unless, of course, they're on the bacon wings themselves, then they'll get no notifications whatsoever inside the fucking system, because they are wrong-uns themselves, because they're on the wrong-uns wing. But I just thought I would bring that to your attention, people, and let you know, because there is a lot of people been saying on the previous video, saying, can you tell us which prisons he's at, where he is, what will be happening. He's in HMP Belmarsh, I believe. It's either Belmarsh or Woodhill, but Belmarsh will be the first port of call for him, and he's probably sitting in the block with Axel Ruda-Cabana, that absolute wrong-un as well. But when he goes to the high, even though Belmarsh is classed as the high security estate. It's more of a holding prison. From there, from the courts, back to the holding prison, then designated to the high security estate, which is either HMP Frankland, Full Sutton, Wakefield, Woodhill, Wakefield, let me say that again, Wakefield, Whitemore, Long Lawton, Full Sutton, and Frankland, the 5 dispersals. Woodhill and obviously Belmarsh are also Category A prisons as well, with a high security, with a high risk unit inside the prison. But probably from Belmarsh, he'll go to somewhere like HMP Whitemore. But I will keep you updated, people, if I do hear of anything happening inside the prison estate with this cowardly bully for what he done to poor Henry. May Henry Nowak rest in peace, the innocent 18-year-old student that did not deserve to die. I'm going to leave that one there for now, people. Hopefully you are still enjoying the content. And if you are, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. But most importantly, people, stay safe.